Well, not the same research. I should have said that, shouldn't I? 1?
None. 1 draw. An astonishing run of results for Dave Chisnall. Because when you look at the head-to-head stats, it is very even. But that's only because Chizzy has been regularly beating James Wade over the last 2 or 3 years, including at this tournament 2 years ago, where Chizzy won 6-2.
Yeah, twice already. In 2019, and twice already. 180 scored by Chisnall, and now James Wade tries to get in on the act. And leaves himself a very James Wade finish in a leg, which has seen Chizzy produce the goods. He gets a dart at double. Is he about to be waded?
He may be. Treble 17 and ball. To commence wading.
96.
Not quite.
David requires 32.
Well, 7 consecutive darts in the treble 20 has put Chizzy in this position. But it's been followed by 4 consecutive darts, missing the doubles that he wanted.
Scoring for show. Doubles for dough. It's James Wade cashing in on the misses by Chisnall.
Second leg, James to throw first. Game.
Break a throw in the opening leg for Wadey. In fact, the last time that he did beat Chizzy, got to go way back to the last European tour 59. That he won, which was the European match play in Hamburg back in the summer of 2016. And that, in fact, was the last title of any sort that he'd won until he went and claimed the European Championship and then the World Series of Darts finals in quick succession.
Seems to be back to his best. James Wade, that dart bounce back. I denied him the best score possible, but yeah, reached a final at the Masters, beaten Michael van Gerwen in the Premier League.
Demolished Darryl Gurney 7-0 in the Premier League with the best average we've seen in the tournament so far, 110 almost.
140.
Yeah, he seems to be in his happy place, James Wade. He's brought his family along with him this weekend as well. His wife Sammy and
60.
Young son Arthur.
Well, not the score he was after, but he does leave himself a 2-dart checkout. And he is going to get a go at that 97.
59.
As he leaves the 102 that he had in the first leg. Sorry, 104 he's left. But it may not matter, because Wade on double 10 is leading.
To the second leg, James Wade. The leg Dave to throw first. Game on.
Well, those 2 titles at the end of last year took Wade's TV tally to 9. But it's 10 years now since James Wade won the Premier League. But he bookend that with another title at the O2 come the end of the season. He's certainly going to be in contention.
41.
And he is one of the most consistent players in the tournament this year. He is regularly averaging around about that ton mark.
100.
And indeed, over the course of this year on the Pro Tour, he's in the top 10 in the averages list. So typically averaging just shy of 97, and that's over more than 20 games.
Have we got a matchup here between the best player never to win the World Championship and the best player never to win on the telly?
I think you can make a case for it, certainly.
Certainly of the current breed.
Yeah, you certainly make a case.
161.
Neither will I rule out these two excluding themselves from those categories in the coming years.
Chizzy will have more darts at double.
100.
He's already squandered 4.
36.
Does tend to like that double 18 though, doesn't he, Chiz?
Loves it. James to throw first.
Off the mark and on the board.
This completes the top half of the draw for the quarterfinals tonight. As I mentioned, the winner taking on Mensa Suljovic. The bottom half gets underway with Justin Pipe against Darren Webster next. Then it's Rob Cross against Johnny Clayton, Dimitri Vandenberg versus Daryl Gurney, and Peter Wright taking on Ross Smith.
99.
Yeah, we've seen one of the 4 seeded players in action. Krzysztof Ratajski beaten. Down to the other guys, Justin Pipe, Dimitri Vandenberg and Ross Smith, to see if they can book their place in the final session of action. Oh, Wade is looking really good. He is hitting a lot of 180s, James Wade. Hitting loads in the Premier League. It's always been people's criticism, say he doesn't score well enough to be world champion, for example. Not so sure.
Well, the 171 gave Chisnall an outside chance. Had to rely on James Wade missing a dart at double, but he can still finish this. Can't anymore.
56, 14.
Split or hit? Split is the choice from Wade. But now he needs to hit. And he has.
On the full flag, James Wade. Fifth flag, Dave to throw first. Game on.
You see it in the changing seedings as well. I think massive credit has to be given to the likes of James Wade and indeed Adrian Lewis, who at the start of last year were having to qualify for European Tour events and now find themselves 6th, and in James Wade's case 4th in the seedings. That is 100. Some progression.
Yeah. And it's come from applying themselves, playing week in, week out on the Pro Tour, getting on the European tours, and then putting in performances like this. And James Wade has been involved in some incredible Euro Tour games over the last couple of years particularly. He was superb here last year, only beaten by Peter Wright in the semi-finals. Followed that up the next tournament, only beaten by Peter Wright in the semi-finals. And it took big displays from Peter Wright in both of those instances to stop James Wade going and making the Euro Tour final again. And that was, of course, the time prior to winning the major titles later on in the year, where James Wade was striving. He really wanted to get back and claim a PDC title. The wait had been a massive long one for him by his own ridiculously high standards.
40.
Well, put one dart in and knocked another out. Chisnall is going to take full advantage.
121.
He just got a little bit of bad luck. Can be a dodgy finish, 79, but the machine is not going to be too close.
90. David requires 79.
I'll probably look at the 19s. But the thing is, he hit the treble, it's an awkward double.
He's got 2 darts anyway, but
68.
if he does return, he'll only get 2 darts. And it is an if.
Double 10, lethal on double 10. But not in this instance. Nearly steals that leg for a 4-1 lead that might well have been proven a little bit too much for Chizzy to come back from. Double 4. That first start at double 4 was no help to him whatsoever. And this might be too much for Dave Chisnall, and this extraordinary unbeaten run against James Wade might be coming to an end, because Wadey is looking far more likely in this one. Averaging a ton. Chizzy's still averaging 99 himself, but unfortunately for Chiz, it's 1 hit double out of 9 attempts.
Yeah, and that is something that you can't afford to do against the eternal opportunist that is James Wade.
100.
see.
100.
Wade not completely overpowered in the scoring section of the game. Chizzy has edged it, but it's the finishing where it's being won and lost at the minute.
82.
Chizzy not averse to a big comeback, and we've seen some big comebacks in this tournament.
I'm not sure I understood that last dart from Dave Chisnall, having switched with the first one to go back to that segment. And only found a 5.
$55.
Bit of drift again from Dave, and the match is drifting away.
$139.
Mensur Suljovic awaits the winner in this half of the draw with the world's best player, Michael van Gerwen, Grand Slam champion Gerwyn Price, and looking increasingly likely that it'll be European champion James Wade. Here's Chizzy. Well, stranger things have happened than people unable to hit the outer ring and then take a 164. There's another one in there. Gives him a poke at the bullseye. Might it have been the shot that turned this game around?
Well, we saw James Wade produce a 167 yesterday, but here it's as simple as successful darts at his favourite double that are taking him towards the quarter-finals.
Double 10 in 3 times by James Wade. If he scores well enough to give himself shots at any double, let alone double 10, you're expecting James Wade to pick up leg after leg after leg, and that is exactly what's happened in this game.
Well, the pattern of the match, as it has been for so many matches over the long, successful career of the machine, is that his opponent misses and he hits. But we are seeing from James Wade, as you mentioned, you recalled the match in the Premier League against Gurney, we are starting to see him dominate
51.
opponents a little bit more often as well. Often used to be, I'm not sure if accused is the right word, but described perhaps as just doing enough to win matches.
60.
Well, he's doing more than enough right now.
Yes, he is, but he's not been doing enough to win matches against Dave Chisnall for the last 2.5 years. And he's putting that to an end. It is Mensur Suljovic who awaits the winner of the next one, and he's got a very poor record against Mensur.
I'm not sure that James Wade is a man who thinks about his records. He's thinking about the ball here. And now he's thinking about the quarter-finals tonight against Mensur Suljovic. A 164 to win it in style, to sit alongside the 167. Yes.